All right, today I'm going to walk you through a style selection vanity. This is a 24.5 by 37.5 by 18.75. That is 24.5 tall, or I'm sorry, 24.5 inches wide, 37.5 inches tall, and 18.75 of an inch deep. So let me go ahead and pull a box off. I've already taken the sink top out. The vanity comes with it. This is a one-piece unit. This comes from Lowe's. This is particle board. Not my favorite thing, but it's what the customer decided to go with. So that's that's what we're going to be using. And I'm just going to kind of check this as I take it out of the box. One of the things I want to check and make sure is that the doors operate. And they seem to be tight. None of that's loose. That looks good. I don't see any major, scratches or dings or anything of that nature on it. That is one of the things you want to check when you unbox it, because you don't want to be stuck with that, Now this situation here, I'm just helping somebody out, so I'm not actually responsible for all this, but I still want to do a good, I want to do a good job. And all that looks good. A little rough spot there. I think that'll just clean off. That's just dirt. So anyway, I'm going to get this moved back to the bathroom. We're going to have to pull some measurements to cut out the floor for the drain pipe, as well as the hot and cold water. Now, what I'm going to do is cut these out a little bit large, because I have already put the shutoff valves on, and I did that intentionally. I could have waited to do that, but here's the deal. If I wait to do that and then later on it has to come out, then you got to try to cut around with those pipes in there. That is not a good deal. They make split ring covers that will go around those lines and around that drain pipe, which the drain pipe will be pretty tight, but we'll still get one for it and we'll cover all that up. This is a particle board unit. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of particle board. You've seen me build stuff. I build everything out of real wood. But this customer's having to wait a long time to get his cabinets built, getting all new cabinets in here, and he needs to get one bathroom serviceable so we can tear the other one out. So he elected in this one to just go ahead and put a prefab vanity in. So I'm gonna get you back there, get you set up, and show you how to install one of these. All right, the first thing we have to do to put this vanity in is gonna be drill these holes for these pipes. So what I'm doing is I got this against the wall. I'm up tight where I'm gonna go. I'm measuring this way to the center of that pipe, which is 8.5 inches. I don't know how well that's focused. And then from the wall, which is where it's going to go back here, I'm going to measure, and I'm going to call it 6 3/8. So that's 8.5, 6 3/8, 8.5, 6 3/8. So I'm going to measure that out and mark it, and that's going to be, I'm going to put a 2 1/8 inch hole, which is my door knob hole saw. I use it for this as well, for 1.5 inch pipe, and I'm going to get that drilled out. All right, we got both of our holes marked. There's an X, and there's an X. And we're gonna go ahead and drill those out. These are things that you definitely wanna measure twice, drill once. And that's one out, and I don't think I brought my screwdriver in here with me. Let me see if I got something to punch that out. This punch might work. A little small nail set. All right, there's one plug. And oops. All right. I got my camera tilted so far it's falling over. All right. Don't let your hole saw go through like that. We're not really worried about it in this application because all this is going to be covered up. All right, let me shut this off, get my hole saw out, get everything positioned, and I'll turn you back on. Okay, I'm going to try to pick this up with one hand and hold the GoPro and show you what I'm doing here. I do have to be careful not to turn on those water valves, because I have turned the water back on outside. And I'm almost going to have to feed those up probably one at a time. And I think I'll be able to do that the way I got it positioned here. Maybe because they do have a little slack, I believe. I just don't want to accidentally turn one on, especially not the one up under the cabinet. So let me see if I can set you there. Well, I don't have one with me, but a really good trick for this is a coat hanger. A coat hanger will reach in there and kind of grab it and pull it out. When I look in my little arsenal here and see what I've got that I might be able to reach in there and get a hold of that with. I mean, I could probably just lift this up. I'm gonna lift it up and set that on top of there. Maybe run these through. Like I said, this can be a bit tricky. There we go. Now what we don't want to do is let it slide down and turn on. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we have both of our pipes through, both of our water and our drain pipe. I'll get you up here, and as you can see, I'm sitting against the wall here and here. I'm going to get my countertop, stick it on there, and just make sure everything lines up with it. Okay, I had to check this countertop. This countertop is not a flush. It is designed to have a little bit of overhang. So I put me a shim in here to shim this out. And so anyway, but I think I got everything like I needed. The doors, you know, I'll have to come back and adjust them. They're a little bit off, but I got my level on it. Got my level on it right there. That's pretty doggone close. And got it going the other way, same thing. So when we take and set this top on and grab it, I'll show you what I was talking about. This top will just get sealed on here. But if you notice, here's what we got. See, we got about a 1/4 inch of overhang, probably 3/16 to 1/4, and the same thing on this side. Before, had I butted this to the wall, this vanity is designed to go in the middle of a wall, not to butt up to one really. But had I put it against it and flush this side. So I'll try to get it up here and show you, just in case you do one of these running. See, if I got this side flush, now look at the overhang I got here. I got about 7/16 of an inch, so we don't want that. But we got it secured to the wall in several places, and we have all of our fittings. See, that's rubbing there now, so it means we're going to have to do a little bit of adjusting on it, but that's relatively easy to do with these hinges. I did open that hole up just a little bit because I wanted to move it some and not put any tension on that pipe. So that's us there. Now I'm going to show you how to mount the faucet, and I'm going to actually mount the faucet on here and mount all this stuff in here before I set this top on. It's just easier to do. Okay, here we go. We have the vanity top setting on now. We have the faucet in it. We have the drain, the plunger. Everything is hooked up. Everything's working like it should. This is going to be this vanity install will be a standalone video, but it'll also be a part of a larger video just on this bathroom renovation. So if you're just here to see about this vanity and how it gets installed, there is a larger video that covers this whole renovation, but I realize that some people just want to install a vanity. So what we're going to do now is take this top off. We want us to bead the silicone all the way around, and then we're going to stick this back up here, let it set overnight and dry, and then we'll come back and hook up all of the water fittings on it. So let me just slide this off and set it down here. Back here we can put us a really good bead. Have to be a little bit more careful on this edge and this edge because we'll be able to see it. So you don't want to make a big mess, but we do want to make sure it's sealed down good. We do not want this to come up, and it doesn't take a whole lot. I'll probably put a little bit right here and right here on the sink, so it'll kind of bond to the wall. But the truth of the matter is, if you ever have to take one of these off, you end up really tearing up your wall when you do that. So but we will put just a little bit right across here. A little bit on the other side. We don't want to make a big mess. So now the key is, good thing that faucet on there, I can kind of get it and hold it, put it where I want it. You do probably want to check at this point if you have any excess, like I did right there. Go ahead and get that off before it dries. That looks pretty good. Pretty good up there. We will, after this dries, we will come back and seal across here and across here because we do not want water going over there. And so that pretty well takes care of this vanity installation. There is one other thing I want to show you how to do, and I need to grab my screwdriver and then I'll be right back. Just kidding, there is one other thing that we need to do, and that is install the knobs. I almost forgot about that until I went to open it. These knobs are very simple. That goes on the outside, that goes on the back side. You screw them together. Thankfully, being that these knobs come with this vanity, you don't have to worry about the length of the bolts. If you are building cabinets, like I sometimes do, depending on what kind of material you use, when you buy your knobs, the bolts that you get with them will not work. You have to buy different bolts. Sometimes you have to buy longer ones and cut them if you do something really special on it and you don't have the right size one. So that's just something to keep in mind. But for this installation, you will not do that. All you will need to do is put them in there, snug them down, get them snug, don't over tighten. You do have some bumpers that come with this, and I'll show you. You probably know what they're for, but I'll show you in a minute. All right, so here we go. Looking at this, you can see that that line is not straight, and that line's not straight. As a matter of fact, this door is rubbing on the bottom, and then we got this gap down the middle. So in order to get this down and to get that over, what we want to do is come to this adjustment screw closest to you. If you open it up, you turn it counterclockwise and it will move that door over. Okay, now that gap's getting better. It's still a little bit more at the top, so what we're going to do at the top is we're going to turn this one clockwise and bring that door, the top of that door out just a little. And we might need to go counterclockwise on this bottom one just a little more. But listen, you're not going to hurt anything playing with these screws, okay? Now you see we got a pretty good looking gap there, but we still have to adjust this door. We need this door to pull in at the top because it's hitting at the bottom, and we're going to bring it out a little bit at the bottom. All right, now we're not hitting. We still got a little bit of gap up here. So now these doors here do not, a good hinge will actually have a slide in the middle where you can lift the whole door. It looks like on this particular model, it does not appear to have that, and I'm not surprised because this is a prefab. So what we're going to do to tighten this gap at the top and to get it closer to this to being level, we're going to let out some more on this one. But again, this is, you can't hurt anything by turning these screws. You're not going to mess anything up. There's nothing to worry about there. Just play with them, get them like you want them. Now there you go. We got a nice line across the top, and we got a nice even line down there, which means the bottom's going to be right as well. There's no rubbing. All right, you hear that noise? Nobody wants to hear that noise. Rubber bumpers, okay? Clean off your door. I know I'm going crazy with the camera. Go right up in that top corner, because what you want it to hit is this. And we're hitting down there too. So we're going to end up putting a rubber bumper right here. Now you don't have a whole lot of lip down here at the bottom, so you want to make sure when you put this rubber bumper on that you get all the way in that corner. All right, we still got to do that one. Listen at that. Doesn't that sound a lot better? That's a lot better. So that's what we got. We're going to go down here again, all the way in that corner, because when this closes, we want it to make contact with this. I don't know if you'll be able to tell it on the camera, but you got just this little edge here. It's no more than a 1/4 inch high. So, and still got a little bit of a, let's see what we got. I don't see it hitting anywhere. It's just the rattle in the door, I guess. So, it may actually be some of that rattling, the vibration. So, there we go. That's how you do that, and then we will come back. We'll put an S-trap in here. that will go from the sink drain down to the rough end, and we'll run our hoses from here to up here. Part of the reasons I didn't get these hoses is I didn't know what length I needed. I'm gonna pull a measurement of that, let the customer know what we need for that, and he can pick it up or I can pick it up. So that completes this vanity installation. Again, I will put this vanity in the description. Lowe's, you know, and they may not have this exact one now or by the time you get ready to do it, but all of these are going to be pretty common and pretty standard. So, you know, the technique for putting them in is not going to change very much. So there we go. It's the finished vanity. Like I said, I'll link all this in the description. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Hope you have a great, great day.